Hello, second grade writers. Today we're going to continue with lesson 5 for Unit 5, Module A. We have 3 vocabulary words for this lesson. The first vocabulary word is hero. A hero is a superstar, role model, or an ideal person that you look up to. Creatures is another way to say animals. And a legend is a story, myth, or tradition. Our lesson objectives for today. Our conventions objective is I will be able to write sentences using possessive pronouns, and our writing objective is I will be able to write an opinion letter to connect opinion and reasons. Possessive pronouns. Words such as mine, yours, his, hers, my, your, their, his, and her are possessive pronouns. Unlike other words that show possession, they are not spelled with an apostrophe. Let's look at our examples. Johnny planted his seedlings along rivers and streams. The seedlings along the river were his. In each sentence, the possessive pronoun his tells who owns the seedlings. The next example, I built my home near an apple tree. The home near the apple tree is mine. Notice that the pronouns my and mine do not have an apostrophe. So now in your writing journal, under lesson 5, you're going to write your own sentences that use 2 of the following possessive pronouns: mine, hers, his, theirs, or ours. So to just give you an example, I might write that book on the table is mine. That book on the table is mine. Okay, to show ownership, the book that is on the table belongs to me. It is mine. So then you're going to write a second sentence using another possessive pronoun. Okay, so for opinion writing, share an opinion. Writers can share an opinion by writing a letter. The letter tells how the writer feels about something and includes reasons and examples that support the writer's opinion. So today we will write a letter to a friend about whether or not we believe that one of the stories in the book is true. We will choose one of the stories from pages 24 through 28 to write the opinion letter. We need to ask ourselves questions such as, what does Johnny do in the story? What is the writer's purpose for including that story in the book? Is the story realistic? In other words, could it have happened in real life? Okay, so if we look at pages 26 and 27, and there was a time Johnny saw that sparks from his fire were killing mosquitoes, so Johnny put out the fire. Even the smallest of creatures should not be harmed, he said, on page 26. In this story, Johnny puts out a fire to keep from harming insects. The writer provides this example to show how kind Johnny was to animals. Even though most people would not worry about harming mosquitoes, this story could be based in truth. Pages 28 and 29. And once he jumped so high that it took him a whole day to come back down to earth. This is from page 28. The writer of this story tells how strong and full of energy Johnny was. He may have walked hundreds of miles to plant seeds, but I do not believe this story. No one can jump that high. So if we go back to the essential question for this unit is how do writers use reasons to support their opinions on a topic? So I will model how to write a letter to a friend stating whether or not I believe that one of the stories in the book is true. So at first I have to select a legend. I'm going to scan through the pages and select a story. The story I choose is the one about the hollow log and the bears. I'm selecting this legend because I like bears. So I'm going to identify a purpose. When we start a lesson, I will tell you what the lesson is about. When I write my opinion letter, I'm going to tell my friend what the letter is about. It is important to state your reason for writing at the beginning of the letter. Then you have to determine your opinion. I will reread the story to decide whether I believe the story is true. So a legend is born. The more people heard about Johnny Appleseed, the more they liked him. They heard stories that made Johnny sound like a hero. There was a time he freed a wild wolf from a trap in the woods. After that, the wolf was Johnny's friends forever. Now, wild animals are not very friendly with people, but the wild wolf in the story stayed at Johnny's side to protect him from danger. Could that really happen, or does it sound too good to be true? Then there was the night when he planned to sleep in a hollow log. He looked inside and a bear was sleeping with her cubs. So Johnny left them alone. He slept out on the snow. It was cold out there, but Johnny did not want to wake them up. I think that this story is mainly true. It's realistic and it fits with Johnny's nature to be kind to animals, so I believe it. So here is an example of writing an opinion letter. Dear Casey, remember this part of the letter is called the greeting. So you would say dear, and then you put the name of the person you're writing to followed by a comma. Then your letter starts on the next line. Dear Casey, I enjoyed reading about Johnny Appleseed in the book John Chapman, Planter and Pioneer. I believe the story about the hollow log and the bears. Johnny was kind to animals and he did not mind sleeping outdoors in the cold. I think if I saw a mother bear and two little cubs asleep in a log, he would leave them alone. He might have looked for another log to sleep in, but he would not have awakened the bears. For these reasons, I believe the story about the bears. Yours truly, Sam. Okay? So remember, this is the greeting. This is the body of the letter where you'll put your opinion and reasons. Okay? This is the closing. So you could put yours truly, your friend, sincerely, and it's also followed by a comma, and then the name or the signature goes on the line underneath. So now in your writing journal, you're going to write a letter to a friend that gives your opinion about whether or not you believe one of the stories in the book John Chapman, Planter and Pioneer. Okay, remember to tell your friend why you are writing to them. Revisit the text to find examples and details to support your opinion. So you're going to complete this again in your writing journal in Google Docs. You may look at this page if you need help with writing a letter in the format. I'm also here if you have questions. Leave me a comment on Google Classroom. Thank you.